Mr. Kwan, as Attorney General and Minister of Justice, he been supposed for the refer legal matters to me for advice. Now the first tender they I see, President appoint a minister when he don't take the oath. When I pull me hand for make we shake hands, he draw a hand behind. Me wife observe him, other people they observe him.
Why?
Patuna ask him. But I knew that they no, I go bitter. If you recall asthma in the early 90s, when we they move from military rule to democracy, now me single-handedly reorganize the SLPP. We all man the free for camp, even Salia. Now me same plane for SB Mara, when I've been the vice president of SLPP in the north, that is Kabbalah. I sent for Michael Kalon, when I've been the vice president Eastern region. I sent for Baba Sila, the vice president Western area. Now me rebuild SLPP.
All right.
So why should I hate them?
Okay.
Now the way then they play the politics, now I don't agree with. But me no they hate anybody.
We'll catch up with that later. But earlier I asked you about your manifesto, which you make mention.
To the manifesto.
Which you make mention of 12 areas them.
Pillars, yes.
Pillars. The Salon People's Party get 5 and the APC get 10. So let me know what it is inside the manifesto.
Yeah, but you don't allow me make her finish this. I'm going to cut it short. But make her not just hang things the people of Sierra Leone get for no. So me, as minister, as Attorney General, I write to the president. I say, Mr. President, I say you don't appoint 9 people then at the cabinet we constitutionally not qualified, but deliberately are not named them. I say then they breach section 76, 1B of the Constitution. Which is 76 1B say, if you don't get appointment, before you take up that appointment, if you dey work for government and you dey receive remuneration from the consolidated fund or monies voted by parliament, you get for resign 12 months. We me no agree with, but not the law. I believe say if you as teacher, even with your salary, they find it difficult for survive. Then you go sit down for 12 months. Waiting will happen now you home. Your wife go left you. Section 171, subsection 3 and 4. They tell you who that na public officer. So now the same thing affect this man Kone with the ECSL now. He's not qualified.
Why you say so?
Because now being government officer, he dey receive in salary from the consolidated fund, and he not been done resign 12 months at the time where them be appointed. But that is something else which the Supreme Court will have to deliberate upon. Let's move forward. Now, since I write President that letter, he not respond. And number 2, I tell and say the appointment of this man which in the past make like say it's a big book pass everybody. Professor David Francis. Me feel say I tell Francis, I say, David, I say this subject what you do. I say na subject when a fallback subject when you want to go university, you not get the qualification for going to any of the institutions and they fall back on peace and conflict. I say na woman subject that one day. So no can begin to make nonsense now. It's a big book.
Mr.
So
Margai,
wait, please. So I tell President,
we no go get to Dr. Francis for respond on the medium with regards the allegation where you they make on waiting.
They tell you why waiting lead to me sacking. Ask my
we want for listening.
No, I dey connect time. Me na experienced lawyer. I dey connect time. Give me time. I know they waste your time. So I tell and say, under the Constitution, we been don't forget, but Chief Minister, as Andrew Yagotewuna, since 1960 something, or in the early 70s, 72.
Right.
I say when you look at the constitution, waiting the now president and vice president, nothing not but chief minister. I say, so if you go appoint this man chief minister, you they breach the constitution for
So
which
now all
it
them
will
thing
be
and then you
breached.
think say make the president
Not to
sack
that.
you?
After that now, Professor Francis, the then speaker, Abbas Bundu, and others, they meet na Kuna Lodge, King Street. Then say make them go make representation to Mr. President, say me not to team player. I don't know, but I think now all that contribute. And above that, I tell the judges and say, as Attorney General and Minister of Justice, when term don't retire, when you're 65 as per the Constitution, I know they give anybody 1 day.
So
I
how,
say because then go let the law, then go interpret the law for please the powers that be, simply because they want for sit down as judge.
so how about the allegation we say you drive the Tailwind Attorney General?
I drive?
You at the camp. I mean, you drive go McKinney. And get meeting with the former president while still be Attorney General. And in that meeting, also allegation be there of you receiving money from
You know,
from
when
the
I
former
tell
president.
Ernest Microma, I say na so then say, oh, na laugh, he laugh. He say even for go on radio and debunk him. He say, but since he not come from the president, he not dey wasting time.
But
After
not
the
true.
elections, Asma, I not cross Waterloo for 1.5 years. And besides, that me lot na Aberdeen, where former president in West, be make them go destroy me fence, take all my building materials, will be meet me and honest. Yeah, agree for compensate me.
Along that same period, eh?
Yeah. No, before the elections.
Okay.
You know? So he agreed for compensate me. Up to now, he not compensate me yet. And the amount now about $250,000. So me go left here go for $15,000. Boy, big pass that handy.
All right. Well, when we come back, stay with
Yes, followers, that'll be Charles Francis Margai. He respond to the rumors where we don't they go around, but in SAC 1, even though if you listen in analysis, ICSF not a farmer, he said like what in think. So let we come to Angola Valley. It don't make a pool, but the coming election. So let we also listen waiting come out from their own institution. Yeah, this particular place is very important. Who don't do similar prediction, but let we listen them from, let's say, a reputable organization.
Say we election they come, people like invest money per election, and if you don't take time, you don't invest money till then say you lost. We lost. So then that can make some money. Yeah, they have to warm themselves. So and the electoral system, the electoral institutions, then there is some suspicion. There can be suspicion about that. So this country will not get opinion polling. If you go to advanced democracies, then go to a call opinion poll. And that opinion poll day is so scientific, it's so credible that too often when they can call the results, then the result are not too far from the opinion poll. So opinion poll can go to a call margin of error. If I talk say today this now 20% this policy they get, it can get maybe 18% or it can get 22%. Then it within 2% margin of error. So I'm glad we asked me about the methodology. So we actually take the National Electoral Commission, ECSL, the Electoral Commission Sierra Leone, then sample the voter registration centers, the VRCs. You know, say voter registration center, now they Sierra Leoneans then get for votes. NEC get 3,360 VRCs then. So we go to a call randomization. We randomly select 245 of them. So that 9 days we sample. Maybe people they wonder what they call sample. Sample or sampling, it really technical, but for breaking down, now like way they cook soup. For taste that soup day, well, for let you know whether soup salt pass mark or salt not do, you know they drink the whole bowl soup. You just take small no more, you taste some. But for let that soup day, the taste be all side, you get for stir, you get for mix them. So what you can do in sampling, before they even do the sampling, we get what we call randomization. So we they randomly select from that 3,600, 260 people, voter registration centers, we randomly select the first stage, and for randomly select 245. Out of that 245, we randomly select inside any VRC, we randomly select 10 households out of that 245. So it means that 2,450 Sierra Leoneans they will target. So like for example, people like talk say, no, that sample size is small. Out of 3,400,000 and something voters, how you go just talk to 2,400 people then? They talk say, no, that day na the opinion that one day. So it's actually randomization. So for example, if you let people know about how IGR day or how radio democracy day, if you randomly talk to radio listeners or people the way they read IGR the reports, you talk to 500 of them, it can give you a scope for saying, no, so people in the field. You don't need to talk to anybody. So now the first thing that they were sampling. The second thing we ensure say the survey spread across. So if you don't take 245 polling centers, the survey spread across. And then they would say call proportional, at a big word, proportionality by size. So that means say district like Bond, way big past Freetown, you not go interview the same number of people like I interview Freetown. So it means where you look at the size of Freetown, they get a larger sample than Bo they get a larger sample than Bond. So now so you spread and right across. In the end, we enumerators they will train within the Gona field, then they actually carry machine. So a machine-based data collection. So if they can I host Mabel, the first thing when they ask, how many people in there, when are adults then, we don't register for votes. That they name all the kind inside the machine and they talk to Asma. Not to the enumerator they select, not to me they select. Even instead not to him they select.
Okay.
In fact, so we get a GPS system. If that enumerator they will tell and say, go Bond. The sample tell and say, go Bond. You not go Bond, you go sit under the tree, feel them. We they know. Alekide America, they know inside the GPS system. So we know they get discretion, the enumerator know they get discretion. And the sampling we will do, the methodology we will do, you do this survey 100 times within that same period. And not talk say within a different period though, because in campaign period, people their opinion they change. But within that same period, between the 20th to the 26th of May, now the same result you get.
This latest poll owner do, Sierra poll, where IGR do, zoom in on the June 2023 elections, a forecast of the electoral map of Sierra Leone, and also on a zoom in on the seats, now the council where the
parliament,
sorry, where the outcome of the elections. Take we through Dandy.
Thank you very much, Asman. So we first we take all of the list where political parties and all submit, the one that will get access to. Of course, all of the list that will pay for different political parties then. Because Sierra Leone now a proportional representation system now they can implement. And within that they means the magic number now is 11.9. So if only way you get 11.9 at a district, because they call it district block, now you go qualify for sit down at the table for share the seats there. So then the survey force, now which party or which independent candidate they get 11.9% at any district. So for example, if you start with a district within Bo gets 12 seats. When we do the survey, the APC get 10% Nabo, all other parties then get around 1%. Then SLPP get 88% in Bo. So it's difficult, but the campaign get for go. Maybe something APC go move from 10% to 12%, we will make it get 11.9%, we will make it get 1 seat. So in we estimation, APC will get between 0 seats to 1 seat inside Bo. You can't, so we do district by district. If you come to Bombali, APC get 89%, SLPP get 9% in the survey. So it means if SLPP campaign say maybe they will get a chance or opportunity for get 1 seat. So SLPP is projected to get between 0 to 1 seat. Because Bombali gets 8 seats, it's possible say APC will get between 7 or clear all the seats then. So we take the survey for look at the list for forecast one after another. So we focus for local councils, we focus for parliament, and we focus for women, then the amount of women that will kind of parliament, and we focus back for the current MP, then the one that we don't just come out. How many of them we expect say them for that they come back to parliament? The result we'll get, we don't list everything. The first result we'll get, now that overall, with the project say for parliament, the next parliament, SLPP will get between 53% to 59%. APC will get between 37% to 46%. NGC will get between 0.7% to 1.5%. There is a reason for that. You see say, if you take this current map, you compare it to the 2002 proportional representation map, you see say SLPP as a party, it compete well under PR system than first past the post system. Because if you can't place like Freetown, it will get like 30-35%. Under first past the post, so saying hey, gets it, but under PR system, we are short of getting 30-35% of the seat. It's the same in Falaba, it's the same in Kabbalah, it's the same in Cambia. So you see say the PR system, it make the ruling party, it get a lot of seats then across the country.
Before you go to your next, you for continue for talk. In you poll, like who starts for talk with Mr. Margai, we say not to just the party then they in all this sampling we just see APC, SLPP and NGC, but there are other political parties, registered political parties. Why not then three?
Well, now the one that we statistically will get numbers we like you see say even for NGC now only in Cambia.
Okay. We
know it will happen for the past 1 month now. The party then see after in every election since 2002, SLPP and APC they always get around 84-85% of the total vote since 2002. Now in 2007, 9 PMDC actually dislodged SLPP in the south. It took almost 4 or 5 of the 7 districts. Then they actually get big presence. Since that time the way down there happened, SLPP, APC in every election where people they talk say you get other political parties there. Not that people they no one for consider other political parties, but Sierra Leone the kind electoral system we'll get it's almost like a de facto 2-party system. Right. Nine we get yes maybe.
That's Francis Margai don't say. In already your projection that it go for win the election and on your own focus on I do not even pick up or capture the PMDC party. So if you look at the reality, in terms of waiting on a bit think when I do this forecast, because from what you read, for example, when you talk about the Bo and you talk about Bombali, like now the political party them on the project say don't forget seats and they now then side and they we don't hear you say now then strong areas them. So like it been obvious say of course, now so go get for come out.
So you know, say Salone, this BNT, it all really become polarized, and because of that one, then traditional parties then they don't come inside and stronghold better.
And before we continue, we say polarized. Waiting and they mean.
Okay, so you don't divide by bad one, and we don't divide like bad one. All man don't go whole in your own corner. So we see, like for example, like we'll talk about Bombali. So like Bombali, Potloko, and Tonkolili. So key areas that will say get heavy Limba dominance, heavy team dominance, and key areas that will district that we get heavy Mende dominance. I'm not go surprised for let us see the performance of SLPP in 2018. This performance now they above them. We're not go surprised for let us see the performance of APC in 2018 in their areas there. The performance when they make in this election, it pass. They go pass them. The district that we really, Uncle Charles they talk about game changers. The district that we are big game changers. We expect for see Kono, we expect for see Alaba, we expect for see Kwenadugu, we expect for see Cambia, and of course the election where every Sierra Leonean they pay attention to now the western area, the Freetown election, now every Sierra Leonean they pay attention to. So we actually see say in terms of local councils, with the project say, given what we don't see, with the project say SLPP will get about 11 to 13 local councils. With the project say APC will get about 9 to 11 local councils. So it's possible say at the end of the day they all two will get 11 to 11 out of the 22 councils, they all two will get 11 councils. But currently by the numbers, with the project say SLPP will get around 11 to 13 local councils, APC will get around 9 to 11 local councils. So their numbers can change. Now that make a week before before the election, we do another projection. The one way really interesting a woman, them. We don't campaign quite a lot. And I can say kudos to the current 12 to 13% who get in parliament who go double them. But from the nomination, except something drastic happen, and we don't know what's going to happen. One of the reasons why they publish them poll here for say we might see this until past something drastic happen, we're not going to get 30%. So you see, say for example, a district such as Kailan, apart from Freetown, Kailan get to be the highest in terms of contribution of women than the next parliament. Freetown with the forecast say Freetown will get like around five women them na parliament, the next parliament. Kailan will get around 7 women then at the next parliament. In terms of women contribution, out of that 2060, we'd expect say the 60% of the public say this it can go above, it can go below. So what they normally do in the forecast, we get what they call double blind. It's highly technical. So like for example, if you go ask somebody in a Bombali, he say whose party they vote for if election be tomorrow, then the person say no, me not they talk. The person get right not for talk. If you're not a seasoned researcher, you go left that community there. But the next question what they ask, okay, Laws, which party will you not go vote for at all? That person did the party we need to vote for. Law talks to the person say, me I need to vote for SLPP at all. Which you go assume say that whose party go assume say that person they go vote for. So we get a lot of approaches them where researchers and get what they call like proxy questions. So they can ask you one thing, now the same thing I can do as journalists then. One question they can ask you in 5 ways and then take one. We talk say this way and I'm more closer. So they try as best as possible for let we make sure say the result they very closer. And one of the things that in 2018 we'll do forecast. We'll do the 2018 forecast will not be published, but we actually use them for monitor the integrity of the result in 2018. So national elections watch, now the civil society we mandated for monitor elections. Waiting we they do in elections now for actually shape the content of waiting on democratic engagement in the elections process. So that make we push them here. For if somebody law talks say you wake overnight, they hear you say SLPP get 4 seats in Falaba. Then forecast they really show say no, there should be a problem with Ntinende. So now that make forecast around the world is seen for a give integrity to the electoral process.
All right, Sandula Valley.
Then be Andrew Lavalley in prediction for the coming election. You get plenty people that we know to Sierra Leone and say we don't make this prediction. Left for the waste your time now social media they holla say APC they kind of power. In fact, I talked to one post where already do in research. The 2028 election, the possibility for the APC even can near, not to this coming election now, the policy they talk about 2028. And this policy, not to like a Sierra Leonean. Now, in they make this analysis, a look at the factor. Most times, some media can call, they call different, even they can even call APC people. Then they ask you a nationalistic question. And based on how you respond to their questions, and then set that your physical inspection, they can make them. If you they pass around this country, they count people one by one. SLPP, Boku pass APC far. Now just a preventable circumstance. A preventable circumstance can make APC win election in this country. And those circumstances, I am sure, because you commit mistakes. 1, 2. My man, I don't really believe now if you're clever, you can do them back 3 times. It's very simple for no. If you read the electoral history of this country also. Now, when SLPP put pride before, and nobody no one sacrifice, then division can at the party. But this kind of way how SLPP remain firm, remain united. Those way we don't left the party, we don't go. You understand? Other political establishment, 99% of them don't come back. Then the party not just sit down and say, I am confident, I am now satisfied with me your number. Waiting the party do. He also go look for other potentials. Now the main opposition party, he bring them on board. When you put them factors them are in place, my man, you go even tell anyone say this coming election not even go near what you will call second round. If you don't they listen my analysis way Andrew Lavalley do. And now they use GPS. I say physically conduct the survey. Yeah, we just look at the previous histories and then half movements the way they do. Then I can't tell una say one sit in a parliament, SLPP get forget them, pass APC, boku side. SLPP go likely get seats everywhere in the district. The only side where maybe look doubtful na Bombali and Karine. But Karine also, I don't talk to plenty people. They tell me say Karine SLPP will get seats there. The only side where doubtful na Bombali. Na Bombali. Then again, the presidency. My man, the presidency is first round. And President Biodi get above 60%. Today, the second, it don't left 22 days. As next they come, though clean, it don't go 3 days. Let God give you all long life and well body. Let God let bad politicians not mislead the gullible ones, the less privileged, for common at it and go against a legitimate process. Let God make clear we all they in good health. Let we see what will happen June 24. And you know one thing? Say whatever. And in fact, if like there has been no expansion, or let's say the accessibility of communication, what I mean, more internet communication, they have problems that will be done again as alone. Will not be for done to get time. Because we young brothers, them will left here go overseas. All they have problems that will be done, they happen in a country where some man they lost in life. Now that we brothers, the way they out there. The one the way they out there. You understand? Now then they send the wrong information. They not get people on the ground where they do research. Sometimes even the information where they can get at the ground are biased one from one particular side. But left to we want look very close to election. The place is very peaceful. Everybody they go about a normal campaign. APC be dey na Gendema they campaign. APC be dey Moyamba. SLPP be dey Kenema. They be dey Western area rural. We they do the thing peacefully. And let we pray to God. Let it continue this way. And I'm sure the state is well prepared for protect lives and property, for maintain rules in the country. So let for heart you hate, let the unnecessary mamikos na sin. Na sin for cause mamikos. If every day so far waiting the Quran and the Bible say not for do, you continuously do them, you not fine at all. Even if you belong to a particular establishment, that establishment is not going to get blessing. So you just commit unnecessary sin, but at the end, wait till you stand against, get for stand. The SLPP they win this election first round. Joseph Mafinda, you said something. Let me just respond to this. This statement is becoming, let me say, legal. If you check your constitution, get this from me. This is not a very lazy statement. It is not 10 years for a political party. The constitution say that president where it stand only get right for stand 2 terms. It don't mean say like if President Bio in 10 years done in governance, power na APC for kind of power. No. If na so it be there, we're not for going to election. This country don't take a decision. We get forget many political parties in parliament. But now one great party get for the provide presidency. Until probably another generation come. Let just can show on a video. This is Cambia town. Cambia district. If you dey follow politics, you go know say Cambia SLPP be don't always dey above 40%. Now only 2012, the presence na Cambia be reduced drastically. Then 2018, when NGC come, the SLPP voters then vote for NGC. So those who they even analyze around the NGC not get for stand, No, those voters will be vote for NGC na Cambia district. Na SLPP voters then. And they all long come together. In fact, this alliance no be don't come now. The time President Julius Madabio visit Cambia. Let's just watch how people respond, yeah? As we plan for re-elect President Julius Madabio and Honorable Vice President Mohamed Julde Jallo, the ECSL Sierra Leone don pull a sample of how the ballot paper get for look like. It get for be very easy for see President Bio and vote for him so that it will continue the good work for Salone. Look na the ballot paper and watch for the party where they second, where they number 2. Put your finger na the ink and rub am safu na the number 2 party wey na SLPP. Other way they for vote with pen because not everybody can want use ink for do the ballot. If you dey use the pen, you get for understand one thing say, you know for write your name per the ballot paper because if you write your name, you don't void that vote. Use the pen, come safu. Watch na the number 2 party wey na SLPP. Tick am safu. Make sure say the tick for just dey within that box there. No rubber other side. If you do that one day also na void. This message come up from Julius Magona, the CEO of SL News blog. For enhanced food security in a salon, make we re-elect President Julius Madabio. We say victory, now the only way out. So I'm sure when I don't get that simple instruction, when you go vote, if now penny they use, just tick small thing, no sign on the ballot paper. Legally, when you sign, and the ballot paper, you don't void the vote. Then if na ink they use, make sure say that ink no rub any other side. I don't become a presiding officer and I know what they say. Then another sector way we get to be very careful. And I can really assure you say SLPP voters them always very careful, because when me na be presiding officer and most of the votes them way be they get some issues. I know say them votes them be they come out. But we will still continue for the educate people them how to go about the voting.
Election time they come. Remember, waiting we don't be. You know the trouble and wahala where we be don't see. So take your time today and know waiting you for do. No make that same mistake. Let's tomorrow you know go say if I be no. Elections them they come. Remember, waiting we don't be. You know the trouble and wahala where we be don't see. So take your time today and know waiting you for do. Don't make that same mistake. Let's tomorrow you know go say if I be no. 1962 election, now be free and fair one. Ben no be day, kuku jumbuku no be day. 1967, the opposition Martina in the win. But 1973 election, problem in the day. Opposition party in boycott the election, and we all go member eating them we be happy. So let we change the way so that we not go make the same mistake. And the next election we they come for we in a salon. How long we go sit down and look, we consider well. We youngest for join us, so that Salon go before. 1977 election, now been confusion. Plenty people been lost their life and property. People they been afraid for take part in the election. People they been afraid for go vote because it no be safe. Where you from? Now all of us, you been there, yeah, but we don't see today, waiting on our post being through. 1977 Electoral Commission, cause last time the commissioner and gone, now been the chairman. So do your will and big sense from waiting be not be. Let we all listen and try for do waiting I next see. Elections them they come, remember, waiting we don't be. You know the trouble and wahala where we don't see. So take your time today and know waiting you for do. Don't make that same mistake. Let tomorrow you don't go say if I be no. Elections them they come, remember, waiting we don't be. You know the trouble and wahala where we don't see. So take your time today and know waiting you for do. Don't make that same mistake. Let tomorrow you know go say if I be no. The one party election we all remember 1982. So on the hand business and who being there. 1986 is slowly been continued, but 1995 I next say all nonsense for stop. I next say we say the next election we get for men no go dede, Ugojumoku no go dede. Election are the time where we all come together, so that we go able for choose the government where we want. So let we pray to God, so that God go choose for we. Let we not follow speak up and promise for politicians them. Elections them they come, remember, waiting we don't be. You know the trouble and wahala where we don't see. So take your time today and know waiting for do. Don't make that same mistake. Let tomorrow you don't go say if I be no. Election time they come, remember, waiting we don't be. You know the trouble and wahala where we don't see. So take your time today and know waiting you for do.
Yeah, followers, don't forget the election time this now again for be proper campaign. And the campaign now for let we tell you now who that good for this country. No me saying like something against anyone, but for just tell to your Indians and say you're in a better hand.
About choosing your leaders. This is not time for campaign. This is not the time for make we say what you for say. This is not the time for make we know how to make smart decisions. I'm here today, I may not be here, but any leader when you come to me before you, today, tomorrow, anytime, say wait till you get for come here. When you elect me, will they change their system? Will they produce your own food in this country? That farmer who will not for eat every day, that rest. We the producer in a lot. No more. We now get for good begin bring them for correct. Price whether they will reach 12 o'clock and then they don't work. We get for make sure that we grow enough rice in this country so that we fresh problem with the producer. People never benefit. So, look, I want to say thank
Yeah, followers, still they continue. Now just listen to some old things them. Waiting President B.O.B. don't they do, not only today.
President Julius Maada in good work from where it take over 2018. Don't make Salon don't finally qualify for MCC couple. This couple asked for qualify for plenty other governments and don't work tranga one for qualify for this couple here. Even Salon self don't work tranga from trade for make we qualify. But after bad thing they do now the country will be they make, they not been agree for make we qualify for this money here. But from when President Bill take power, all the bad thing they are so they push them far and make sure say work good one for make the country go before the kind way we're not to buy politics but not thing with the better all Salon man. So finally, Salon don't qualify for right projects them we go make MCC deal with couple.
The US government for let them give aid or assistance to any country, then get for make sure say first you don't meet certain requirements. Like for example, you get for invest in girl picking their education. For example, you get for reduce corruption. You get for make let people not get sick until you get for immunize them. So all of them they get 20 of them. So every year then they watch around the world. Would that then they qualify for them thing and wouldn't they actually do then 20 thing here? Then based on that then they give money. Then you watch no more say they kill you people and somebody need right. Them slap somebody, no get side for late complaint, then they put money inside and they. So within this result here mean this result means say even the US don't begin nodding head say Salon una don't they do well for manage una self well because we don't they consistently pass the control of corruption.
Winning the MCC for Sierra Leone after consistent performance for 3 years. Not forget say we have become commissioner will be the fail at 49%. We jump straight to 71% in the fall in 2018. 2019 we jumped to 79%. By the time we get to 2020, we there at 81%, which means say we don't move by 32% within this period. It shows say something they will do na Salon way, right? The one that way they doubt with commitment to fighting corruption. This is a clear testament for show say other people the way they watch, we get the expertise. They see say Salon mean better for fight corruption.
Now they take this opportunity for tell the one them where they can actually misuse social media for just go sit down abroad, cost people them. You know they help we. You need for really engage, talking that this fine for we. Lord ask government the hard questions and Lord compel the government for them answer them questions. Now that go make because if we not do that, it doesn't matter how many governments we change. We will change government like t-shirts, but our condition no will change, and it is the condition that we want to change. So the MCC's call, I think, say it's a historic milestone, like how they call it by English. Now a big milestone where they just say, even the world then they say, Salon unado they observe good governance.
The politics don't pass the country we will all get. So even we better thing like this kind of the country, some man they vex still. But all outside MCC don't put on and the country don't go before. Better they follow the country. Why? Because the country don't get good name. Say the president don't do tranga thing for push the country go before. And self where this better come, not for we all. So do ya vex politician them who put the vex under force and remember the country for go before because Salon with President Bill and the way where he don't sit down for push the country go before. Yeah must better. Before they make President Bill 3 years in office. You where they talk to no say inside this 3 years, President Bill don't do good thing them for push Salon go before and this don't make Salon don't get respect all about the world. Well, we get for watch inside all them good things where President Bill don't do. But for now, I want make you hear a small number than a half one character for all the good thing them where President Bill don't do inside this 3 years.
We obviously prioritize rice because then I was staple food. with the support of His Excellency the President and in vision, we actually went ahead and procured some machines. And them machines now about 410 machines, including power tillers and tractors, and then 2,410 equipments there where they go with them.
We own government really they do roads basically for the sake of development, for the sake of opening up the economy or stimulating the economy, for the sake of facilitating the movement of people, goods and services. So the basic idea than a lot of other things they can go on in the, of course, in the regraveling of 1,740 kilometers, when a huge investment on the side of government. And the intention of government is to open up the road network in the entire country so that it will be passable throughout the year.
For the past 3 years now, since His Excellency can become President of the Republic, the mining sector is better than it has ever been. And so it don't give you the opportunity for able bring in more competent companies, for take them concessions and put them under direct production.
In 2018, the government will take over. The large scale mining companies in Abidjan 6. Now we get 11. The small scale mining companies in Abidjan 7. Now we get 13. A lot of people have done the seaplane, they fly most of 2020. They capture what we call geophysical data. We don't complete that survey, and the first time this in the history of Sierra Leone, where the government and the people of Sierra Leone now they know exactly which mineral resources they will then get, which side in there, which are the approximate size, which are the depth, which are the dimensions. In order to tell you the quality of the minerals, so that now completely different work with geological departments, NMA with the ministry they work on. So that geophysical survey they now it allow the country for take an inventory of what it get and go use that for ensure say now investors that will be the camp, including even other stakeholders there, not spend too much money and time. They look for minerals. We will tell you say we know see this one there.
After 90 years or so, under the leadership of retired Brigadier Francis Margai, we get a comprehensive artisanal mining policy. We get a geophysical management data policy. We get a Sierra Leone mineral policy. 3 policies. That's huge and historic. As I talk to you, the framework of the Mines and Minerals Act is already in place.
The average that has gone out from the US system in terms of MCC now $400 million, but it can be 300 million. It can go as far as 600 million. Now, this good for the country not just because of the money, but because of the capital we will get out of it. That confidence in the system that something they want to do right, something they want to don't do consistently right. For make we take and say, this Italic say, let we give them money, they not go eat them.
During the campaign, it been talk say what a win, they go repeal the criminal libel law. We over 55 years, this law done in our book. Government and the calm, government and the go, all man they promise, all man they play, why you, but they don't can do it.
The Wamat politics will make plenty man they vex for sake of the good thing the way President Bio don't do inside 3 years. You know to Salomon? I know plenty of them things there, so some man say it's not possible at all for making it happen. And it can be say inside President Bio in your government inside 3 years no more. Well, they don't happen. For them Salon qualify for MCC, you for vex? For make we get Justice Merta Samba, the elector, for sake of the respect to the respect Salon and the government. Nothing for make you vex. That inside 3 years no more do all. So tell we them what inside all the good things the way President Bio don't do. Inside this 3 years no more, where he in our office. What make you know? No, says Salon, you must better.
Mechanic, what's the name of cargo kedi?
The pan 30 minutes.
Otres do, otres.
Give me 5,000 there. But what's in this?
Mende man, una get now 2 months. If you not right for you left farm.
Nothing me no get now. Una take bad that join.
Easy, easy. Not fine for the talk bad, but we come paint sky by religion. Small time now we go reach social media. But boss and kata for donor country.
Wala, una see them, they say tongue scatter.
Now we can begin go ya.
Oh wait, who that talk so?
Me don't know. Either WhatsApp, either Facebook. Now just me call me. Look at no.
But they left me. Now all picture this.
Nah, fake. Bing, bing.
Famble them. Not to so for begin to use the go. Think am first. Who that talk up? Who stem and who side them talk up? This can go bring camp on social media. Keep face kata and pull with Mama Salonu. Lonta.
Not true.
Think and check well when you see or hear any information. This message is brought to you by UNESCO and supported by the Peace Building Fund.
Politics, no religion, no tribal conflicts, opinions separate us. But hand in hand, we go into the booth. Democracy, the government of the people, by the people, for the people, alone now we go. And before the next sunrise, our future is already set. Let no politics, no religion, tribal conflicts, opinions separate us. But hand in hand, we go into the booth. Democracy, the government of the people, by the people, for the people, alone now we own. And before the next sunrise, our future is already set. We've been led too far, too long, so long. Our return seem impossible, even though we fight. Our progress gets difficult every day. We all need a moment of silence to know who we are and why we exist. We've been down too long in the slums, so long, with a declining economy and increasing adversities, designed by the vaunting ambition of those who lead us. The young men spend fruitless hours in the ghetto, no future, no hope. The young girls gave up their pride of womanhood. Why? For survival. Parents spend sleepless nights thinking how to settle the bills. Inflation causing madness everywhere, and children have no hope of the future. See how we're falling apart. No religion, no tribal conflicts, opinions separate us. That's hand in hand, we go into the booth. Democracy, the government of the people, by the people, for the people, alone now we own. And before the next sunrise, our future is already set. Let us think and rethink it over again. See all what we've gone through. Let us feel a peaceful time and a better place for us to be. We are a people of love and splendor, of God's beauty on our faces. Let's recall those days when men were men and women took pride in their full breast, with beads round their necks and hips. When the man say, Buwa bisye, Limba man say, Walibina, Kula man say, Jaramaha, Jabra man say, Babisekeo. Man say, Pamona, kusha. Yes, we could all live together again as one. Politics should not be an instrument of division anymore. We may even agree to disagree and resolve the difference in the booth. Let no man deceive you with vainglory. No, not even with the sugar-coated vibes. So let no politics, no religion, no tribal conflicts, opinions separate us. But hand in hand, we go into the booth. Democracy, the government of the people, by the people, for the people, alone now we own. And before the next sunrise, our future is already set. this nation. Once again, the strength to rebuild, restore the lost pride of our beloved country. Let no man make a fool of us again as people. Even as we forgive and forget, we must learn to accept defeat as much as we are determined to succeed. Give tolerance and love without violence to one another. It's time again for election. Let's be sober and in our right mind. Take away sycophancy and hypocrisy from our minds. Let the right man be in the right place. Let the voice of the people be heard. Yes, we want it free and fair. We don't want no gunmen, puku power. We are tired of it all. Yes, we want it free and fair. The future is in our hands. We can't go living in the past anymore. Let no politics, no religion, no tribal conflict, opinions separate us. But hand in hand, we go into the polls. Democracy, a government of the people, by the people, for the people, alone now we own. And before the next sunrise, our future is already set. So let no politics, no religion, no tribal conflict, opinions separate. Politics one sign up, let we come together. No more tribalism, we all are one family. If Salon good today, he go good for we all. If Salon well today, he go bad for we all. So politics one sign up, family together. Oh, let we be one family. Let we come together. No more tribalism. We all now one family. It's Salon good today. He go good for we all. It's Salon well today. He go bad for we all. So politics one sign up. Family together. Oh, let we be one family. Election are the same, where we all come together, so we go able choose, go that way we want. We all now one family, we all now one nation, so let we all engage, like a one family, forget what politics, and for build salon, let we work together, let we live together, let we talk together, let we sit down together. I neck don't come for land, we all go know we right. I neck don't come for put, the right man at the right place, so let we all support. I neck for go before. Put politics one sign up, let we come together. No more tribalism, we all now one family. It's Salon good today, he go good for we all. It's Salon well today, he go bad for we all. So politics one sign up, family together. Oh, let we be one family. God don't make me all, for they now one succeed. You not go able change, waiting God don't do. You not black man, me self not black man. You born a salon, I born a salon. You not salon man, me self not salon man. You not better pass me, I not better pass you. Be like Muslim tribe you be. We all now one nation. You not to Mendelian, you not to Timinian, you not to Limbanian, me not to Creonian, you not to Loconian, we all na Sierra Leoneans. Put politics aside now, let we come together. No more tribalism, we all now one family. It's a long good day, it go good for we all. It's a long wealthy day, it go bad for we all. So politics one sign now, family together. Oh, there we be one family. Politics, we don't scatter we know the trouble them, we politics we put politics one side and put salon.
Yeah, followers, Astide Utuna. This Leko don't start now. Till until they call the president, the next president of this country. And me always tell una say still for be President Bill. I just show now this video clip who said Dr. Samora Kamara will come US we use the airport. And I just play up.
Welcome, good evening. This is the SCL Broadcasting Corporation. Good evening. How are you, sir? How was your trip to the US?
Very well. Very fulfilling.
Was it relaxing? Was it tough? Was it tense? It was good. Welcome home, sir.
Yeah, this way,
This is a new edifice, the international airport. So what's your impression about this airport? It's fine. It's a good infrastructure you made.
Good. See that gap to the infrastructure to develop.
And of course, there is a huge task of losing to own this infrastructure and to protect it. How would you support them in that endeavor? Well, I mean, it's why are
There, you man don't come.
Thank you very much.
What time will you? What time will you say?
Them places they own at the see so, not to Freetown, not to Bo, not to McKinney, not to Kennyman. Like where you the Komobo for go Bandajuma. Them villages where they see. Them big towns them. President Biyo don't provide electricity to them places them, yeah? Where they travel at night, where they appear like a Koribondo, Bandajuma, Bandajuma Soa, you go Putoru, then go, then fire, and go Jendema. In fact, you enter back na Sulima, them places they all get electricity. That is part of good governance. So if you stay there, now Freetown, they watch Facebook, you ask what the President Bill don't do. Now then things they don't do, yeah. Now that make you they see people and determine for the elector. Una thank you for always the view SN News blog. We will come back in the evening and can update you now what they go on.